Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name is Bobby Waldron and this is the 21st of August 2015 Genesis Model Show. And finally back off holiday. Pretty good holiday. We had a nice couple of sunny days to go out on the beach. The kids loved it. It's quite good to go camping. I do enjoy sort of like the all outdoors kind of thing. But yeah, when I got back, absolutely hundreds and hundreds of emails from you guys. I've gone through them all. Hopefully I've answered them all, but if I haven't, just give me another bell, because there was a lot of emails that I had to go through there, as well as getting all sorts of stuff sorted, as well as just simply packing all the stuff away. We had to get the tent out again and dry it all off. Yeah, so it was quite busy last week. This week I have been building our hurricane, so there's a hurricane episode up there for you. Also the patches. Now the patches, sadly, the people I use who kind of do the Genesis models t-shirts and stuff, they've never really been asked to do patches, and sadly that's kind of fallen through. So I've gone to plan B, which hopefully you're going to like plan B, which is I've gone off and brought a load of dog tags, and these dog tags specifically say Genesis Models World War II Bomber Group Build 2015. So you will get one of these shipped out to you just for just basically finishing the World War II Bomber Group build. I'll be sending them out. There's about three of you who haven't sent me your mailing address, so if you haven't sent it, send it to me so I can get these shipped out to you free of charge. Also, the winner of the Top Gun for a World War II Bomber Group build does get a second dog tag just saying that you were the Top Gun, so it's a nice little extra prize for the Top Gun winner there. Also, we've got the new carrier based aircraft group build started, and I have been away a bit, so I've had a look over there, and there's just loads of you who've actually entered in that, which is really fantastic to see so many of you actually participating in these group builds now, which is rather nice. Try not to leave it down to the last second to finish like last one. Hopefully you can get them done a bit quicker, which would be nice, because it makes me wonder, are we going to have enough people finish to give out all those prizes? And again, I mean, give me your feedback on the dog tags, but yeah, if there's no problems with that, I'll be doing the dog tags for all the group builds, and everyone can get one, and you can sort of get a collection going, which would be quite cool. Next is what got delivered this week from Hannants. Well, first off, got a nice little kit here. It is by Tamiya, 1/35 scale, and it is a Stuart US light tank Mark III. I got this because I have been wanting to sort of really basically blow up a tank. I wanted to sort of have it destroyed. I wanted rust all over it, and the whole idea is to do one of those mega rusty, mega dirty, blown up, blown out, and do all those kind of effects that you could do with it. In saying that, I mean, I want to do that B2, and you guys have told me, I've got to do that B2 stealth bomber. So, but they're just ideas. That's why I brought that. I might get round to it at some point or not. I brought some more of the AIM 120 AMRAAMs here. That's for the F-15. I had to buy 3 packs of these because you get 2 in each pack, and I wanted 6 on the F-15. That I'm going to be working on next week. Also, Ed Ard has brought out 2 nice kits, and I couldn't resist buying them, and that is the Vietnam Scooters 1/48 scale. This is a Hasegawa kit inside here, which is pretty cracking as it is, but then for Ed Ard to go off and do the whole resin, photo etch and all that kind of stuff, got an inbox for you to share with you this later. Really cool kit. Was £50 RRP, but I think it's worth it. And then they've gone out and they've taken that absolutely sublime Spitfire that they've released so many times in different versions, everything. They've released it again, but this time it is the Mark 16, and it's also a dual pack, so you get 2 in here, and there's like an absolute hopefully as you can see there, you know, you've got how many, what, 8 different markings of Spitfires to do. Do you know what, it is one of these kits that I enjoyed so much when I built it. I could just build them and build them and build them if I had the time, and just have loads of these Edard Spitfires lying around. I also brought something new, some micro mesh polishing cloths by Alclads 2. Let's just show you. I did get these. This was what, from Sprue Mart. Same kind of polishing kind of compounds going on. Same kind of polishing sort of grits and stuff, but I didn't quite. If you've brought these, they're kind of like, they're square and spongy, and I just couldn't find these easy to work with. Whereas these are just actually just cloths, to be honest with you, as you can see. So you can really sort of, you can get into those kind of places where you can't with the sponge ones. I'll probably do a product review on this actually, because I have been working here and there off camera, trying to do a really cool high gloss finish, and I've been using all sorts of products and trying to find out which one's the best, as well as like when you come to polishing them up and sanding them up. So, you know, that's something to look out for the future. Feedback as always on that, and that was it for this week, what I brought from Hanans. Next we're gonna, you know, announce some competitions. Right, competition time. Last month's competition, July competition, is a little bit late in announcing the winner, and that's just down to the holiday, but it was for our Focke-Wulf 190A8R2 148 scale by Edard. Now, after doing a random number generation program and counting down the thread, I came to Toki. So congratulations to you, Toki. You are July's competition winner. I'll send you an email to get your mailing address and ship it out to you free of charge. Now, coming up to the next competition, which is August competition, which is rather late, but nevertheless, here we go. The competition prize is going to be for Edard's Vietnam Scooters 148 scale, new in this week, new this month, cracking kit, and not only that, I mean, it's good for the carrier based aircraft group build. So, you know, to be in it to win it, the usual, go to the Genessis-Models forum, and in the forum you'll find the competition section, and just post inside the August 2015 competition thread anything like count me or something to that effect, and you're entered, and next month I will then go off and announce the winner, just like I did with our Focke-Wulf 190 there. So actually what we're going to go off and do now is I'm going to do an inbox review of this and show you this cracking kit for August competition. Hello there, welcome to Genessis-Models. My name is Bob Waldron, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at Edard's new Vietnam Scooter 148 scale. As you can see, box art looks fantastic. We turn this around, look at the box art a bit more, and we've got loads and loads of markings in this one. We've got bits of photo etch and resin going on here, as well as some fantastic decals from Cartographer. So open this up and taking a look inside. Now, the thing is, this isn't a new tool from Edard. This is actually a rebox. And the rebox is this kit in here is actually Hasegawa, right? And what Edard's done is they've reboxed it, decals, photo etch, resin, nice new instructions, a load of cool stuff. Right, so first off, I mean, the instructions are the fantastic high standards that Edard is bringing out, which is all these really cool instructions. It's good quality satin paper. We've got all different colours here to say where to, you know, glue this, glue that. Really are fantastic instructions. With this, I mean, we are going to get loads of sort of photo etch, so we can really sort of jazz up the cockpit and everything. As for options, I mean, you've got the usual landing gear up and down. You can have flaps and slats moved here, there and everywhere, air brakes. You know, there is a few options that we can do with this, the arrestor hook and everything. Fuel tanks. Sadly, oh, you do get a ladder with this as well, which is a nice touch. Sadly, no weapons. I know Hasegawa, they don't put hardly any weapons, if any, in their kits, and it looks like this has kind of rolled over into Edard. It would have been nice if they put some of their new resin weapons in there, but they haven't. But it would have been really nice if they did. And then we've got this fantastic set of markings, you know, really good, nice sort of write-up about those individual aircrafts and their markings, and there are an absolute load we can do there. So fantastic instructions there, which then brings us to our decals. They are printed by cartographers, so we know they're one of the best in the world. Gonna have no problems. Microsol and Set are gonna work lovely with these. As you can see, very nice, colourful, everything's in registry. You can read, you know, the small writing and everything, and there is just loads and loads of decals for this because there's so many different markings and everything. So don't worry about having to put all these decals on. It is, you know, for like, I think like 7 markings there are in here or something. So fantastic decals going on there. Moving along to the kit itself. First off, we'll bring in the top of the wing sections. Now this is Hasegawa, so we know it's going to go together really, really well. And as you can see, you know, we've got that lovely surface detail that you get from Hasegawa. It is very crisp, very smart, nicely and detailed. We've got rivet detail going on there, recessed panel lines detail going on there as well. And as you can see, well, there is also a few problems, same kind of problems that you get from Hasegawa, which is we've got the bottoms of our air brakes here. There's about, what, 3 ejector pin marks that you're going to want to probably be sanding out just there. Also on our wheel well door, the front landing gear part, I do believe there's 2 ejector pin marks in there as well, and that is pretty much the same throughout this kit. Ejector pin marks in the usual places you don't want them to be. Then we move to our main kind of sprue here, which is with our fuselage section. The plastic, you know, nice grey plastic. It's very nice and smooth. There's no rough edges or anything like that. You will sort of notice, I mean, the recessed panel lines are nicely in scale. They're really, really good, but then there's just places here and there where you just have a little bit of a feel, try and get your nail in there, and there's just the odd little place where I do feel it's going to need a little bit more of a rescribe, just to kind of make them a little bit deeper, make them a bit more pronounced, so that you can get that wash in there at the end. But it's not too bad, but you know, it's not what I expected from Hasegawa actually. But then again, this kit was new tooled in the year 2000. Looking at inside here, we've got our air brakes, which do look very well detailed, but again, you know, you've got that little bit of a ejector pin mark inside here and there, but they do look rather well detailed. And then just kind of going through the rest of the parts, we've got our cockpit tub here. Let's bring you in on this. Hopefully, as you can see, we do have quite a lot of pretty cool detail now. Trying to get your focus, sorry, zoom me out a little bit. Hopefully you can see a lot of nice raised detail there of buttons and stuff, looking rather cool. I do really like their instrument display panel. Hopefully you can see there's a lot of detail going on there, which will look really cool when painted up. But then you do get photo etch. But then again, some people do like to kind of, you know, if you've got a good out of the box sort of moulding going on there for the instrument spray plant, it's kind of nicer to paint it up in some cases. We've got our air intake here, which is all nice and smooth inside here, no ejector pin marks, really, really good. You do get a ladder with this kit, as you can see just there. Landing gear is looking very smart, very crisp. A little bit of flash in one or two minor places, but really it's pretty much flash free. Again, landing gear, you know, in the odd little place we do have the odd little ejector pin mark that you might be wanting to get rid of there, but as you can see, you know, pretty good detail nevertheless. Our ejector seat, which we haven't got to worry about with this kit because we do get a resin ejector seat that I'll show you later. Moving along, we have two sprues here that are the same. Let's put that out of the way. This is where we've got our fuel tank. We've got some pylons, so we've got the pylons at least to put the weapons that we don't have with this kit on here. So it is one of these kits where, which by the way costs £50. It would be a kit that you'd probably want to go out and buy aftermarket weapons, or use whatever you've got in your stash. The fuel tanks are surprisingly kind of different from the rest of the kit. I don't know how well you could pick this up on camera, but we do have two recessed panel lines here which are very faint. They will need rescribing, and the surface does feel a little bit ripply and a little bit scratched, and you know, even slight little sink marks. I don't know if you can see them, little sink marks. They do seem as though they're, you know, not the best of moulding, but they should be okay, because let's face it, fuel tanks normally do get pretty riffy. We've got the bottom part of our wing section here, which inside our wheel wells here does look rather fancy in there. Actually rather good for out of the box. Really cool, crisp recessed panel lines and recessed rivet detail going on there. It is mainly the fuselage section where the recessed rivets do seem to fade a little bit in the odd little place there, but as you can see, it looks pretty cool. Next as well, we've got our canopy section, which is, you know, what you expect from Hasegawa, looking very shiny, crystal clear. We've got no cobweb effects or anything like that, or any cracks or any problems. They're all looking good. So coming to the aftermarket parts, let's put that away, let's bring these out. Aftermarket parts you get with this kit, you do get, let's open this up, you do get a resin seat, which, you know, isn't too bad, is better than what you get in the as stock in the kit, and it just goes together pretty much like that, pretty kind of easy. Yeah, again, not bad detail going on there. Then you get, you know, what Edard puts in absolutely all their kits pretty much these days is a nice bit of photo etch, which is all pre-painted and everything. We've got instrument display panels and all sorts. I think you've got the chaff and flares sort of dispensers there. You've got seat belts going on there. There's also lots of little bits that sort of go on the landing gear, and bits here, bits there. Nice little added extra there, as well as you do get their masking canopy mask, which I do believe do the wheels and a few other little bits and bobs here. I won't get that out and show you because it's all yellow and you can't really pick it up on camera. So all in all, we've got a kit here which, okay, it's £50. It's not a bad price for what is a Hasegawa kit. At the end of the day, you've got Edard throwing in, you know, your resin, your photo etch, those fantastic decals, fantastic instructions. I mean, you know, where can you go wrong? The only niggle about this kit is, as usual with Hasegawa, they've not put any weapons, and it's a shame that Edard didn't come along and, you know, rebox it with some aftermarket weapons or something. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's still going to be a fantastic kit. Should go together really nice. Yeah, definitely well recommended, and I hope you've enjoyed this inbox review. So until next time, my name is Bobby Waldron, this is Genesis Models, and I hope you've enjoyed. hopefully you enjoyed that inbox review there. Sadly, we're coming to the end of the show. I'm going to leave you with a load of pictures of all the fantastic work you guys have been doing on the forum. Nice final reveal photos there. Also, next week is F15 week. I'm going to be working on the F15 as much as I can, but I'm actually going to roll it on for 2 weeks. So it's going to be F15 solid for 2 weeks, so hopefully we'll really get somewhere with that. And if I do remember, I was about to go into the spraying stage, which I really wanted to cover everything I can. So basic, intermediate, guys, you should know everything you need to know about spraying up a model with that F15 couple of episodes there. Now sadly, it's really a shame actually, this month Shep Paine actually passed away, and he's an absolute fantastic master modeler who has done some of the most amazing pieces of work. I only just got this book and read it around about Christmas time, and you know, to hear that he's passed away is a really big shame. I mean, it really is recommended to look at to buy this book. Actually, it really does contain so much master modeling here. It's absolutely unbelievable, as well as he's written it all down of how to do it and everything. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely a big recommendation to go out and learn this stuff. And you know, I'll get a lot of my stuff from you know, books like this as well. So you know, that was a shame, and I thought not only show you the final reveal photos of what you guys have been up to on the forum, but also to show you this tribute video for Shep Paine.